So, your T-Cross, does it come in orange?
Don't think so.
It comes in orange. The new T-Cross. You'll just want one. Volkswagen.
And good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Sunday of the 2020 Bay Games, the Unstoppable edition. It's good to have you with us. I am your host for today once again. My name is Ed Morrison, and I will be joined shortly by the rest of the team who are on site where the in-person event of the Bay Games would have taken place and will take place in 2021. First and foremost, if I could thank our broadcast partners and the sponsors that you saw before, Kinghorn Motors. They've been a wonderful support since the start. Well, we had the individuals yesterday, and what a crazy day it was. The team has been frantically working to try and validate scores and to try and make this experience as close to an in-person event as it can be for all the athletes. Today, we turn our attention to the teams, and right now, we're going to cross to the team to go through Event 1 and Event 5 for the teams of the day. Of course, these events have been released and available online for some time. We're going to go through the movement standards now. Before we do that, a very chilly Sunday morning. Well, is it chilly Sunday morning? Welcome to my co-host and director of the Bay Games, Mr. Matt Locke. Matt, welcome.
Good morning, Ed. Good to be back with you. And it is a stunning morning here in Jervis Bay. We're down at Huskisson Wharf, which is the gateway to Jervis Bay. We've got the whole team here. We're raring to go. It's going to be a fantastic day.
Great to hear. And another it sounds like it is actually quite warm. A warm good morning to our head judge, Alethea Boone. Alethea, how are you this morning?
We're doing well over here, Ed. We're really excited to get the teams kicking off. And you know what? Take a look at this view. What a great way to start the day.
Now, if we can get a shot of the Big Bay Games sign, affectionately known as Big, set up on the beach, that thing has been traveling around Jervis Bay all of yesterday, including making a brief appearance at the brewery. So we certainly have been fortunate enough to be able to lug that around, and it looks amazing. Now, Matt, can we talk briefly about, we talked yesterday about the intent of what this event is. You did a marvelous job yesterday with executing that on the individuals. It's a very similar idea behind the teams, isn't it? Trying to give that feel of an in-person competition.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, obviously COVID-19 has disrupted everyone's life, and we decided that even though we're not able to run the in-person event right now, we'll have to push it out till next year. We had so many athletes who'd already started training for this weekend, and were looking forward to this weekend. We decided to flip the format and basically create the Unstoppable edition, which is an online format, but to stay true to the spirit and configuration, if you like, the format of the in-person event.
Absolutely, and a big part of that is making sure that all events are being judged and then verified. And I know the judging team has been working exceptionally hard overnight to ensure that all the individual scores that have been coming in from both Australia, New Zealand, and abroad are being verified. And Matt, we've got some amazing support for this event, and none other than the Time Birds team, which are providing prizes to participants that finish high up on the leaderboard.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So the Time Bird team's a relatively new company that Melbourne-based 4 entrepreneurs came together and created what is a spectacular timer that can be used in the gym, out and about on boot camps. In fact, there's so many applications, it turns out, but they've created this amazing device. Unfortunately, they're in pre-production at the moment. We don't have one. We were trying to get one to have in our hand, but it's almost the size that you could fit in your pocket. You can certainly stick it in your gym bag. It's got a magnetic back on it. You can whack it on a rig. But you know what? Why don't we take a look at what the Time Bird timers look like?
Well, I have a wonderful electronic invention I want you to see. It looks something like this.
I love it
when you
And the Time Birds timer, obviously a wonderful addition to any person's training kit, whether it be you're training at a gym or training at home in your garage. Now, for athletes that are competing today, we do prefer the WeTime app to be used, making sure that you record your videos, but any app can be used. Just remember, you do need to record your videos if you want to have a top 10 score, which is valid. So for our team competition, make sure that even if you don't think if your team could have a top 10 finish, let's make sure that the video is running just in case, and you will get an email request for that. All right, without any further ado, I'm going to release event. Well, it's already been released, but I'm going to take you through event 1, and then we'll flip over back to the team so they can run through the movement standards. Let's start with the advanced. So the workout is called the rower, and believe it or not, it involves a rower. 4 time in any order between the 4 athletes. For a team of 4 men, 10,000 meters on the rower, and 300 burpee box jump overs at 24 inch. For a team of 2 men and 2 females, 8,500 meters on the rower and 300 burpee box jumps. For a team of 4 females, 7,000 meters on the rower and 300 burpee box jumps. That's the advanced workout. The intermediate workout for time, for men, 8,500 meters on the rower and 275 burpee box jump overs. 2 males and 2 females, 7,500 meters on the rower and 275 burpee box jump overs. And 4 females, 6,500 meters on the rower and 275 burpee box jump overs. Now, to take you through the rules, the structure, the standards of this workout, I'm going to cross back over to Alethea Boone. She's going to take us through that. Alethea.
Alrighty, event 1, the rower. We're going to go through the workout flow before we move into the movement standards. So at 3, 2, 1, go, the athlete will be standing next to their rower. They will then get on the rower and commence their allocated distance to row. During that time, your other 3 partners, 1 will be working on the box jump overs and 2 will be resting. So only 2 athletes must be working at a time. There may only be 1 rower and 1 box. Those that only have fixed boxes have been allowed to use 2 different height boxes to allow for a male height and a female height. But if you have a box just like the one we have here, just 1 box, please. Okay, now moving through movement standards. Before filming the workout, please show the screen is set to 0 when you're videoing your workout, so we know that you are adhering to the standards. This is an important part when the judging team are verifying your score. The athlete, again, will start with off the rower, 3, 2, 1, go, starts rowing, must stay on the rower until the meterage ticks over to allocated distance. Both the feet and the hands must stay on. Okay, athlete has finished their row. That is when the time is up. Then they may switch over. Moving on to the burpee box jump. Lizzie will show us 1 rep of a burpee box jump. She jumps on and over. The athlete starts with the chest on the ground and thighs on the ground. The athlete then jumps up and over the box. Brilliant. You must touch the box on the way over, but you do not have to stand to full extension. Lizzie, do you mind showing us? And over. The rep is counted when the athlete lands with both feet together on the opposite side of the box. What constitutes a no rep is the chest not touching the ground and stepping up and over the box. That's considered a no rep. Lizzie will show us 1 more good rep. Space is pretty tight here, so please bear with us. Beautiful. And done. Are there any questions that you have on the Burpee Box Jump, Lizzie?
No, all good. No, all good.
Alrighty. We're good. That is your movement standards for this workout. Please keep it clean, keep your transitions clean, and remember only 2 athletes working at a time. If you are working a conga line, actually this is one more point to remember, Narita's going to come over to the side as well. If you are doing a conga line, the athlete must finish the box jump with both feet on the ground before the next athlete puts their chest on the ground. And please be careful when jumping up and over the box. Ned's going to show us one more good rep.
You do it, Lizzie.
Lizzie will show us a good rep. Good. So as long as you know the athlete must reach the ground before the next one starts, that's considered a good rep. Alrighty, thanks, Ed.
Thanks, Alethea. And based on how that conga line went, I don't know if that'll be the tactical play, but I assure you we'll come over to hear about what you recommend in terms of tactics in a moment. Now, as per yesterday with the individuals, right now we're going to take you through 2 workouts. Event 1 has now been released for you, and you can begin rowing, you and your team, if you wish, right now. But there's a floater workout for the day, Event 5, Are You Okay? And the team's going to take us through that now. That can be completed at any time today. What was interesting to note is that yesterday we did see a lot of scores for this workout come in almost immediately. So it's almost as if a lot of people did this as the first workout. It'll be interesting to see what people decide to do today with the team format. I'm going to cross back to the team, and Matt's going to take us through event number 5, Are You Okay? Matt, take it away.
Yeah, hi Ed, thank you very much. So event 5 is a floating event. That means you have from 7 o'clock this morning local time until 4 p.m. local time, wherever you are in the world, to complete this workout. So there's a little bit of strategy in there. It was interesting yesterday. We didn't really expect it, but a number of individuals chose to do event 5 immediately after its release, and we're posting results up to the leaderboard really quite quickly. So anyway, what is Are You Okay? So it's called Are You Okay for a couple of reasons. One, because anyone that is familiar with the Bay Games knows that we support Are You Okay, the organisation based here in Australia that is very much focused around mental health and suicide prevention. Obviously this year more than ever, it's such an important message that we're asking our mates, are you okay, and checking in with people. The other reason it's called Are You Okay is because once each athlete has completed their part of this workout, it would be a fair question to ask them when they're lying on the floor, are you okay? Because it's short and sharp and it's brutal. What does it look like? On a 5-minute running clock, you must complete. So the way it works, each athlete, each member of the team must complete 1 minute of max cal on the ski erg and 1 minute of max reps of alternating dumbbell power snatch. And so we're about to see how that will look. It'll look like a conga line coming up, ladies. Hi, Lizzie. Actually, Lizzie, you competed yesterday, didn't you? How are you feeling today?
A little bit sore, but yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, good. Well, you did a great job, and I appreciate you being here to give us a hand with this. So we'll have a conga line. So let's pretend I am the first athlete that's gone. I've just done my 1 minute of max ski erg cals. I've stepped off the ski erg at 60 seconds. Liz is taken off. She's now doing her ski erg as I'm moving into my alternating dumbbell snatch. I do that for a minute. I put my dumbbell down. I am finished. When Lizzie finishes her minute, she'll step off, pick up the dumbbell, and go for a minute of dumbbell snatches. And so to conga line, each member of the team will work their way through that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite Alethea to talk us through the movement standards. There's not too much to know about the ski erg, but certainly when we get to the dumbbell snatches, it's a different story. So Alethea, if you could take us through the movement standards, that'd be wonderful. Thank you.
Alrighty. Now that we've gone through the flow, the movement standards for this workout. Please remember at 3, 2, 1, go, the athlete must be standing behind the ski erg. 3, 2, 1, go. They may reach up, grab the handles, and start skiing. At the end of their minute, they must stop with the pulling down of the handles and pass it on to their teammate. You may pass them on, but do not keep pulling over your minute time. Another thing to remember is before the workout starts, please film your screen so we know that you are starting on 0 calories. Moving on to the dumbbell snatch. Lizzie's going to show us 2 great reps of a dumbbell snatch. Brilliant. The dumbbell must start with it on the ground in between the legs. Starting from the outside of the legs is considered a no rep. The dumbbell must go over the head in one clean motion. It may not touch the shoulder on the way up, but it can touch the shoulder on the way down. For the rep to be counted, the arms, hips, knees must be at full extension at the top of the rep. That is a good rep. Lizzie will turn to the side and show us a no rep. Arm doesn't reach up above the head, the knees stay bent and the hips are bent over as well. You may do an alternating dumbbell snatch. You can choose to change before it hits the ground, or you can change it when it's on the ground. Both dumbbell heads must touch the ground. If they do not touch the ground, or only one head of the dumbbell touches the ground, that is considered a no rep. Awesome, Lizzie, thank you. And that is your movement standards for the dumbbell snatch.
Thank you so much, Alethea. Okay, there you have it, team. If you wish to get rowing or skiing or power snatching or burpee box jump overing, you may go do that now. But my advice would be to wait around for a few minutes, because right now I'm actually going to cross back to the team and get some tips and tricks on how to best tackle these 2 pieces. Now, perhaps event 5, the floater, that might be a fairly simple one in terms of your team strategy, but I'll still ask the team what their thoughts are. But event 1, that's an interesting one. Alethea, I might start with you. It's a lot of rowing to be done by the team. What's your first thoughts on how that rowing should be broken up?
You know, for that workout, it is all about strategy. It is playing to your teammates' strengths. So if rowing is a strength, you know, I would put our best rower on and try to get them doing as much as we can, but allowing the team to rotate through to give that rower a bit of a rest as well, so they get some recovery time, so it won't wreck them completely. But yeah, playing to your strategies is definitely key.
And Matt, we saw a demonstration of maybe a conga line type operation for the 3 that aren't on the rower. Do you think we'll see a lot of that from different teams, or do you think they'll sort of opt to have 2 people getting legitimate rest rather than the conga line? What do you think we'll see?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. We've received quite a lot of emails about this, just asking what the rules of engagement are. And the bottom line is you have a team of 4 people, you have 1 box, 1 rower, you know what needs to be done, go. So it is really all about strategy, and certainly I know we're going to hear from Will in just a moment, but certainly his idea around how he would approach that was to break into two pairs, if you like, 2 teams of 2, and rotate every 5 minutes. So he'd have 1 pair, if you like, working on the burpees for 5 minutes while the other are sharing the row, and then they'd switch positions. But as Alethea said, it really does depend on who you've got in your team and what strengths they have. I mean, I know there's 1 team in particular who we're quite close with, who 1 person on that team is really not a great rower, and so they're determined to keep that athlete on the burpees and just carousel or rotate the other 3 through the rower. So it'll be interesting to see, but we increased, after when we first released the workout, we ended up increasing the number of burpees slightly, because what we were finding was that the athletes were getting through the burpee box overs a little too quickly, and what was happening was it was only taking about 50% of the row time. And actually what we've tried to do here is recreate, or at least test at the same level as we had planned to do for the original in-person event 1, and by having I guess 3 of the athletes in a line waiting for their turn on the rower for half of the workout time, getting all of that recovery wasn't really what we were after. So we did increase the number of burpees, and so hopefully we'll see that it takes a little bit longer to get through as burpee over boxes, and we get a better test of all 4 athletes in each team.
Absolutely, and I think athletes will be thanking you for increasing the burpees right now. I'm not too sure, but I personally think it's wonderful that you've been testing the events and making adjustments. That's really what a good competition requires. Let's briefly touch on event 5. Are you okay? This is really, I guess, it's the same demands as the individual event on each person. So 2 minutes of work, go, 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 just one after another. Alethea, you completed this workout as much as I can gather. What are your thoughts on how people should tackle this?
Yeah, it's a very short workout. It is going to sting, but it is definitely one that you don't want to hold back. You want to give the best effort you can on both pieces. Maybe if you're not so strong on the dumbbell weight, hold back a little bit on the back end of the ski. But it is 2 minutes to dig in, get to that dark place and just see what you've got.
Absolutely. And Matt, I know you've completed the workout as well. Is that the truth? Is that were you able to follow that advice? How was it for you?
I really had no choice. We had Alethea alongside me and Peter Day and Maddie from F45 Huskers, so I had no choice but to comply. But it was good fun. It was good fun. And as Alethea, it's only short. It stings, but it's only going to sting for a maximum 2 minutes. So, hey, dig in and get it done.
Absolutely. Now, we've been talking about programming for a while on this show. Matt, I understand that you've worked closely with Will Henke, who's been responsible for the programming, and a wonderful programmer, a wonderful coach, and a wonderful person. You were chatting with Will, as I understand it, earlier.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, Will Henke is head of programming. He's got a team of coaches that he works with, and certainly they got involved in the Unstoppable edition of the Bay Games for this year, which we appreciated very much. Look, it's as you well know, and Alethea knows, it's programming for an event like this takes a huge amount of expertise and energy and time, and as you said, we for sure we've been testing over a period of months to then have to flip like we did with the Grand Slam and create the home edition, to then have to flip and recreate and recycle where we can the events. It takes a huge amount of work, but we did it on the fly, and I have to say Will and the team did an amazing job. And I did have a chat with him the other day, and maybe we can hear what Will had to say about the programming for the Unstoppable edition. Hey Will, how you doing? We've got the athletes underway. They are now attacking the rower, event number 1, and we thought we'd jump across, have a chat with you, and just hear how the programming all came together as we adapted through this pandemic.
Absolutely. I've been waiting for this to happen. Obviously, we had the initial programming for the normal Bay Games, given the not normal situations. Yeah, I was excited for them to get out on the stand-up paddleboard and have this really endurance-focused event. But yeah, obviously we had to make some changes. Things are flexing and everyone's trying to adapt, as are the athletes now. So taking on the rower instead of the stand-up paddleboard, still have the element of the burpees going over, and then the added stuff in as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, what were some of the considerations that you and the team had to keep in mind when you were adapting some of the workouts from the in-person event, and as well coming up with some new workouts? What kind of considerations were there?
So the big thing is we had already released the workouts, right? So we wanted to make sure that all the training and preparation that had gone into it wasn't lost or was as translatable to what was going to happen now. So still keeping the endurance aspect and testing environment that we initially planned for event 1. So instead of taking it on the paddleboard, we had it just to the rower instead. So similar, rowing is still simulated to be on the water normally. So still had that element there, and we kind of changed up to having that longer paced row versus having the shorter pace of the longer run and the shorter paddleboard.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we had a bit of feedback from some athletes who were kind of gutted that the run was going to be missing from this version of the Unstoppable, I should say, whereas others were pretty happy about that. So I guess it will change it for some of the athletes, but as well, we had to think about the conditions in which that the athletes are actually operating. So access to a gym, whether it's a home gym, but most will be certainly accessing their own gym and training alongside their mates. But as well, even their equipment is a key consideration, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So we want to make sure that every gym, regardless of how big or small, where they were located geographically, that had access to the equipment. So I think the rower for the concept 2 has been around for quite some time. So I think it's pretty accessible to most people. Now, for those people that were happy that the run went away, I can't promise you that it won't make an appearance next year, because I was quite excited to have a trail run simulated to go through running through Jervis Bay. So keep your eyes on that.
Yeah, absolutely, and as well the ropes as well. So I guess Beer O'Clock is untouched. So I guess it's safe to assume that Beer O'Clock will make it into the games in March in 2021. Looking forward to that, certainly. So yeah, okay, awesome. Will, thanks for touching base with us. We're going to go back and start watching the leaderboard, see what's going down, and I think we're going to have the chance to see some athletes doing it live in real time. So thank you to you and the team for being so adaptable this year. I know we had to do the same with the Grand Slam. We've done the same with the Unstoppable Bay Games, and appreciate you and the team very much.
Absolutely. Good luck, everyone.
All right, team. Well, there you have it. The mastermind behind the programming that is the Bay Games Unstoppable. Folks, that's all from us for the moment. You can begin rowing or skiing. Perhaps you are already rowing and skiing. If you're skiing, you should probably stop paying attention to me and pull down as hard as you can. Folks, we'll be back at 9:50 a.m. with the release of event number 2. Best of luck for the new window of competition time. Make sure you're recording your event, and we'll see you in a few hours.
I'm Carrie. This is Will.
And we're the founders of WonderFit.
WonderFit is an active adventure and fitness retreat company. We take you to the most beautiful places in the world. We combine fitness and active adventures.
We started WonderFit to take my passion for fitness and Carrie's passion for travel and building a community of like-minded travelers. On our retreats, when you join us, you can expect to have some awesome fitness, meet some amazing people, experience the amazing culture that each of our destinations has to offer. Simply put, we make an awesome bucket list trip that you get to experience.
What we love so much about it is seeing people come as strangers and leave as friends.
Looking forward to meeting you.